caught you. Like the video. I bet there's only two things in life that you can control: your effort and your attitude. You're either going to stay in the shallow end or you're going to dive right in. In this life, are you going to sink or you're going to swim? It's your boy HoodRich Carlton back at it again with another one. Modern day relationships. There's a lot to unpack with this. But before we start, shout out to the sponsor, Regimen Worldwide. I'll put a link in the description for you to cop. Look, check out the gear. Like the video if you haven't. We're 55 seconds in. Bet. So with relationships, a big part of you being who you need to be in a relationship is you need to find your purpose. And you need to be complete with yourself before you can give yourself to anyone. So what I'll tell you is if it takes time or you don't feel like you're there yet, there's nothing wrong with that. Male or female, there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to be in tune with your star player, and that's you first before you can give yourself to somebody. And in order to do that, you need to get on your purpose. Now, what do I mean by get on your purpose? I mean, learn why you wake up every day and do what you do, whether that's good or bad. If it's bad, why do you wake up and go to a shitty job? Why do you stay in a terrible relationship? Why do you let a friend treat you less than what you would be appreciative of a friend? Why do you honor and idolize people who you know probably aren't the best people to be idolizing, that don't really live the life that you live? You know, we lie to ourselves about all these things, but then expect somebody to love us unconditionally out the gate. So I think we need to first just step back as people, because the relationship thing is not it's not working out right now for a lot of people. Now I'm married. You know, I have a lovely wife. You know, she makes me a better version of myself, but it hasn't always been that way. We've been together 7 years, married a couple years, and the first 3 to 4 years of us being together, it was back and forth. My opinion, this, I feel this way. I feel you should do this. I feel you should do that. And it took 5 years before we decided, yeah, let's get married. I think that we can deal with each other and we can figure this out together. And I think I want to figure life out with you. And I believe that right now in the society we're in, for one, there's a lot of options for everybody. So many that you feel like, oh my gosh. Secondly, men just aren't on their purpose. Like women nowadays, fellas, unfortunately, you feel me? They got more power than they ever have. I mean, women are in the West, especially, are making real strides. And honestly, at times that can be a little intimidating. And a lot of guys won't say that, but that's the truth. But on the same hand, a lot of guys won't say that, right? They want a girl that's, looking to be a mother of their kids and having those, traditional type of woman values. Like it's hard because a lot of women, like, they have both, or they want to have both. And so I think that's causing a lot of confusion for a lot of guys to understand. But it all falls back to you just being on your purpose and you knowing who you are and what you want to do. And then you can get the girl you want, or the boy you want, or the husband you want. But first, you got to pay attention to your partner. And I got a video to show you guys. Thanks for staying in these 5 minutes. Like the video, okay? You guys are going to like this. It's a lot to unpack.
Great thing to know with people, like in your relationships. Here's the key to a good relationship. It's not the only one, but watch your person carefully, carefully, carefully. And whenever they do something that you would like them to do more of, tell them that that was really good and mean it. And it's not manipulative, because if it's manipulative, it won't work.
That's important. You got to tell people what you want out of the relationship. And it's their choice to either take that or leave that. On the same token, though, fellas, in my humble opinion, I think a lot of women, they feel loved when they think you can read their mind and do things without being asked to do them. Take the initiative. But like he's saying, you have to watch them intently. You have to admire them to really see what it is that you should actually be doing. Let's keep it moving.
It's like you have to say, wow, I'm so glad you did that. And you have to be precise. Here's what you just did that I thought was great. And oh boy, that's so nice that you noticed. I can't believe that you noticed. It's like, you do that 20 times and the person will be.
That's also important right there. I don't even know if you caught it. Even when our partner sometimes does give us a compliment, because the world's not giving you a bunch of compliments, we don't even know how to accept the compliment. We don't even know how to accept someone telling us that we're doing good. And why that is because we don't even believe it ourselves. You don't even believe that yourself. So when somebody else says it to you, it sounds foreign and taboo. We have to learn that when there's people telling you stuff, just try to vet their intentions. I'm not an expert on how to do that, but you got to try to vet their intentions early, because that can turn to deceit. Let's keep it moving.
Like the rat that's just pushing the lever for cocaine,
Yikes.
But no, I'm serious. It's Skinner established this. B.F. Skinner noticed this a long time ago. Reward is intensely useful in terms of modifying behavior, but the problem is that it's really hard to notice when things are going right, because you're kind of primed to notice when things are going wrong. And so you use threat and punishment more often as agents of shaping the people that you're around, because when everything's going right, it's like, what are you going to say? Everything.
That's important. When everything's going right, it's easy, is what he's saying. How do you react when things get tough? And I'll even couple that by saying, if you don't intentionally put yourself in tough situations, you won't even know how to be tough when things get hard.
Things going right, it turns to zero. You just assume it, and that's not good.
No,
that's not good.
No,
you want to pay attention. And if your person, your children, your wife, your whoever, your mother, your sister, if you want to rectify your relationships with them, and I'm not saying to do this in a manipulative way, it won't work. But if they do something that's promoting harmony and peace and goodwill, it's like, attend to it, tell them that you noticed. It's like, it's so useful. And you have to get rid of your grudges and your resentment.
Exactly.
Right? Because you're kind of mad at your sister, and then you notice she does something good.
Exactly. Hey, that's an excellent point that he's making. When you're holding that grudge, listen, and you give an 80% apology or a 30% apology or a 30% thanks, that doesn't work. Let's continue. That doesn't work. You have to be intentional and deliberate with it. You do. And if you're not, they're gonna see that. And they're gonna call you fake and say you ain't real. And then they're gonna make you feel ostracized. Then you're gonna get mad. But anger isn't even a primary emotion. When really you're just embarrassed. Let's continue.
Ignore her when she does something good. It's like, that's brilliant, that is, because then you've just punished her for doing what you want. And people do that with their kids all the time, you know, because they let the kids dominate them. Then they get resentful. Then the kid will run up to them to show them something that's kind of spectacular, and they're not happy. They're like, oh yeah, that's, you know, I'm working. You know, little kid is all sad about that, and he's just learned something. So, and it's not perhaps what you want him to learn.
See, it's funny because he said that's all we're going to show of that video, because that's the point that I wanted him to make. What's crazy about that is that even though it showed the kid pouting, adults pout as well. And when you're a man, it's really hard for you to pout, because no one really cares about how you feel. It's sad to say, but you got to be a provider, protector, deal with your problems, and it's hard. And that's why places like this, where we're talking about how things can be challenging, they're important. I promise you that every dude that you think, or every girl that you think has it together, every Instagram post, every relationship that you see on social media, I can promise you that it's not as perfect as you are playing it in your head. What you're thinking about and playing in your head is not how it is. They are humans just like you are. They're people. It's important to find somebody that you want to grow with. And I'm going to end it with this here, because this is going to take us into next Wednesday. So if you're in a relationship, or you're looking to seek a relationship, boy, girl, whatever it is, in the comments, if you've got this far, then you understand what I'm saying. So this is designed for you anyway. So what I want you to do is write down on a piece of paper, on a sticky note, I want you to write out what it is that you're proud about yourself. What about you makes you proud? What about you makes you feel like, man, I'm glad that I woke up and did life today? Simple. And if you can start with just that, next week we'll get into tangible things on how to actually, start getting to your purpose, to, find, that husband, wife, find that best friend that you've been looking for. In order to find, good people, you need to be a good person. And a lot of you lie to yourself about what kind of person you are. And then you expect, people to see who you think you are. And it doesn't even work like that. It's your boy HoodRich. Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate it. I'm gone.